Hello everyone. Yes, it's a new week and we are starting this week in mathematics with ordering fraction. Before then, we've discussed a lot on fraction. We said fraction is part of a whole, right? We talked about equivalent fraction. Do you remember? We talked about lowest term. We've talked about addition of fraction that are like terms. What else did we do? Yes, we changed from mixed fraction, right, mixed number to improper fraction, and from improper fraction to mixed number. Do you remember all that? And we also had the revision on them last week. Okay, quickly without wasting time, today we want to start with ordering fraction, and then we are going to arrange in ascending order and descending order, because when we talk about ordering numbers or ordering fraction, is the arrangement of fractions either in ascending order or in descending order, being able to select which fraction is bigger, which fraction is smaller, and which fraction is the same to the other. All right, without wasting time, I am going to start with the rules. What are the rules? You need to memorize this in your own way. Okay. When you have like terms, okay, as the denominator, that is, if the denominators are the same, like what I have right here, the denominators are the same. Whenever the denominator are the same, okay, the smaller numerator is the smaller fraction and the bigger numerator is the bigger fraction. Let me take that one more time. The denominator here are what? All 7, 7, 7. Okay? The small numerator is what? 1. Right? That means 1 is the smallest fraction because the denominators are all the same. And which is the biggest? Guess. The bigger numerator, which is what? 6 out of 7. What am I trying to say? Whenever the denominator are the same, you go with the numerators. In this numerator, 1 happens to be the smallest what? Numerator, and that makes the fraction the smallest out of all the fractions I've written there. Now, the second rule, it says if the numerator, do you know numerator? The upper part of the fraction. If the numerator are all the same, whenever the numerator are all the same, what happened? The bigger fraction. Oh, look at my hand. Can you see the bigger one? You stretch. I'm stretching now. The bigger denominator. Oh no, it's not the biggest. It's the smallest. Yes. So you have to be very careful with this. It's like word and opposite. Whenever the denominator is big, is the same. Whenever the denominator are all the same, okay, the smaller numerator is the smaller fraction, the bigger numerator is the bigger fraction, and whenever the numerators are all the same, the bigger denominator becomes the smaller one, and the smaller denominator becomes the bigger fraction. That is the rule. So what do we have here? In the second example, all the numerators are the same. They are all 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Right? Since they are all 2, the bigger here is 4. There is 4. So 2 out of 4 right there. Okay, it's 2 out of 9 rather. So looking at that part, we have 2 out of 3, 2 out of 5, 2 out of 7, and 2 out of 9, right? So the bigger denominator is what? 9. Oh, don't be deceived. That is the smallest fraction, 2 out of 9. And then we have what? 3 being the smallest what? The smallest denominator, and that is the biggest fraction in that set of fractions. Okay. So with that rule, let's go back to the use of greater than, less than, and equal to. We have 2 out of 5 and 3 out of 5. Which fraction is bigger? Which fraction is smaller? Yes. Think of the rule. What is the rule? The rule says if the denominator are the same, the smaller numerator is the smaller fraction and the bigger numerator is the bigger fraction. So that means 3 out of 5 is bigger than 2 out of 5. So face it this way, you face it. That means 2 out of 5 is less than 3 out of 5, which means what? 3 out of 5 is bigger than 2 out of 5. Okay. The next example, we have 3 out of 4 and 3 out of 7. What do you notice in that question? The numerators are the same. And I told you that whenever the numerator are the same, what happens? The bigger denominator is the smaller one, right? Do you remember? Okay, so we have what? We have 3 out of 4, you face it, is bigger than 3 out of 7 because they have the same what? Oh, don't forget, they have the same numerator. So the bigger denominator is the smaller fraction. Okay, you get the rule now. Okay, that means 3 out of 4 is greater than 3 out of 7. Okay, all right. Now we go into the next part. Okay, I have in the third example 12 out of 24 and 1 out of 2. You need to relax. In this part, you will notice the numerators are not the same and the denominators too, they are not the same. Take a deep breath. All you need to do first is to do what? Is to find the LCM. You've been taught how to find LCM, right? Let's do it together for the sake of this talk. We find the LCM of the denominator because we intend to make the two fractions have the same denominator. Okay, so we have 24 and 2. Okay, what are we going to divide by? We are going to divide by 2. 2 in 24, 12 into 1, 2 here 6, 2 here 3, and 3 here 1. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 3, 24. So the LCM is 24. Now that the LCM is 24, what do we do? Okay, you write down the 24 under it. Can you see it under? Now that you have the 24 right here, the next question is, how many 24 will you get in the 24? The LCM is just 1. That 1 times 12 is what? 12. Do you get that? The question again goes, how many 24, how many 2 rather, will you get in 24? And that is 12. Then you say that 12 times 1, that is what? 12. The LCM is 24. So what do you see? You can see we have 12 out of 24 and 12 out of 24. You can take that back to listen to it again. Alright, now that we have 12 out of 24 and 12 out of 24, what is this telling us? It means that they are the same. That means 12 out of 24 is equal to 1 out of 2. That is fantastic. So you put your equals to sign. You see, that is simple. Okay. The third example is the same thing as the first one. Okay. We have 4 out of 9 and 2 out of 6. Remind me, what did I say we are going to do? Yes. Find the LCM. So let's find the LCM of 9 and 6. 9 and 6. Of course, we are going to use 2. 2. How many 2 will you get in 9? No way. So you write down your 9. You remember. How many 2 in 6? 3. So we have 9 and 3. What are we going to divide with? We are going to divide using 3. How many 3 will you get in 9? 3. How many 3 will you get in 3? 1. And again, we have to divide by 3. Okay, and we have 1 and we have 1. So LCM equals to what? 2 times 2. So sorry, 2 times 3, 6. 6 times 3, 18. So our LCM is what? 18. Did you see how I did it here? Just write your what? 18. Sorry. 18 as the LCM. Okay. Did you listen to it again? That other part. Let's go again. What did I say you'll do? How many 9 will you get in 18? 2. Then you say that 2 times 4. That 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is what? 8. Write it down in your book too. So ask yourself the same question. How many, what is the denominator right here? 6. How many 6 will you get in 18? 3. 3 times 2, that is what? 6. So here we have 8 out of 18 and 6 out of 18. If they now share the same denominator, what happens? The bigger number have the bigger fraction, right? The bigger numerator is the bigger fraction, right? You remember the rule now. We've made them to have the same denominator so that we can pick the bigger one. So which one is bigger now? 8. Okay, it's bigger than 6. That means 4 out of 9 is bigger than 2 out of 6. Just face the bigger one. How do you face the bigger one? Yes, face it. Okay, you can say. Okay, that brings us to the end of today's class. Okay, you go to your portal, answer all the questions. Okay, carefully there. You can always write me, you can always WhatsApp me, you can always ask questions during the Zoom class too. Don't forget, mathematics time, smart time hour. Bye bye.